Hi, this is Matt with Intergalactic Herald. Welcome to my Star Atlas Week in Review podcast. This is podcast number 75. All articles or videos mentioned can be found on my website at intergalacticherald.com. Look for news recap number 124. So just a quick summary, go over some of the content that came out from different Star Atlas content creators this past week. Talk a little briefly about the Atlas Brew and the Economic Forum, and then do my two segments of the kind of state of Star Atlas and my journey playing Star Atlas. But before I get into that, just a couple things projects I'm working on in Star Atlas. One is my merch store at intergalacticgear.com. Intergalactic Gear is open for business. It does have some Star Atlas mugs with different logos. Definitely trying to expand that out, but, well, just busy with life, summer, things like that. But I do have a merch survey on that website. So again, intergalacticgear.com. If you could please fill out that merch survey, greatly appreciate it. One, you can get some feedback on different merch items you'd be interested in. And if you're willing to give your email, it definitely adds you to a newsletter for upcoming announcements and discount codes, promo codes, things like that. The other project I'm working on in Star Atlas is called Intergalactic Coalition. Started out as a non-guild guild, but basically a community for people who don't want to join a guild and don't want to be, hanging out on the Star Atlas Discord, looking more for just hanging out with other gamers. It's kind of morphed more into just a community now for those mentioned gamers. So you can please check it out at intergalacticcoalition.com. Do have an interest survey there. It's not actually live yet, but partly looking for interest. People want to join. It will be a paid community. Don't have the price set yet, but it's basically offset the cost of the software. I want to do something a little bit different than Discord, so the software is a paid platform, but allow for threaded discussions, not just the chat-based, thing that sort of is Discord, and the ability you can sign up for different things to get email alerts. So it'll be a little more of an asynchronous community, not necessarily chat platform, but community platform. So again, please check that out at intergalacticcoalition.com. So getting into the content section, again, I kind of look at the week in review. So I think it was last weekend, both Metaverse Explorer and Beyond the Horizon put out videos updating on kind of the crew cards that are coming out. Of course, a week has gone by, and we're getting very close to the release of those different parts of the milestone of when those will be released to current ship holders and available on the open market. So that'll be coming up in the week ahead. So if, again, you want to get a summary of those, please do go to intergalacticherald.com, look for news recap number 124, and you can find the links to that. This past week, the Atlas Brew did occur. This was their end of month, where they did kind of community updates. So not a ton of news from the team, but again, did hear some things about community or different community projects. So again, take a look at that. I do have a link to the Star Atlas TV full recording of that, or if you just want the 3-minute overview, Beth did her recap, so you can check that out too. Again, links are on my website. Since it was now the first of the month, because a month kind of passed in the middle of it, the Star Atlas Economic Forum occurred. I did listen to it, as is unfortunately the case, and I've mentioned this before. I do think it's great content. It's just not content that I'm really engaged with to me. So I'm glad it's there. It was nice, I guess, just listening, but again, hard to kind of immediately jump in. I guess you can't say it's too technical, but it's definitely specific to that topic. One little note I did pick up is they noted that there are already a lot of wallets that are in the Star Atlas ecosystem, so i.e. that have connected one way or another. So those do provide opportunities in the future to basically re-engage people that are at least already brand aware that Star Atlas exists. So I thought that was actually a really good point. And yeah, again, that was interesting. And that's pretty much it for content this last week. Part of it, I think, is, I think it's summer, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, United States, and I'm seeing it in my business and things like that. Things are definitely slowing down. I took off some time a week and a half ago, too. So maybe everybody's just kind of a little more getting out and doing things and taking a break for the summer. But also we are coming up to the crew card stuff that will be coming out next week. So again, kind of not too much new from Star Atlas in that state. So that's kind of it. There really didn't really think much about Star Atlas, I have to admit, this past week, but I'll get into more of my journey, and I'll explain why I was also a little preoccupied. So again, as far as my journey, actually I was kind of very frustrated with Starbased, so the web browser version, and because the web interface just would not update for anything. And I first thought it was just congestion issues and things like that, but other things seemed to work. Well, finally found out on the Star Atlas Discord that, yeah, there was definitely something up with one of their hardware tools, so it had nothing to do with Solana. It was actually Starcom, and I think it took 2 days, but again, they were able to change something, and that seemed to improve it. So great to the team. But as always stated by the team, this is early release, pre-alpha, so stuff like that happens. So I, because of that, wasn't able to get I take that back. So I've been mining titanium ore. I completed that, so I reached my goal of getting 1 million, and now this is the second to the last raw material I was trying to do. But in order to reset up my fleets to just be moving them back, because I'd completed the mining one, so I reused the mining fleet to turn into transportation. That's what I couldn't do in Starbase. So I actually lost a few days getting things there and reconfiguring the Sly automation tool to just basically become a transport of 3 different fleets. So once I finally got that going, I was able to start moving the titanium ore back. However, due to the distance within the game and the warp times of my fleets, I think it takes... I don't know. I turned off the laptop, so I don't know what it was. When it makes some noise sometimes where I'm recording. But anyways, I think it's like an hour and a half or something. So it's definitely... But again, stated before, I'm not really too concerned with time because things are there. And the only thing is I'm realizing the upcoming crew is going to impact the requirement to disband your fleets within Starbase. So I guess I kind of got to be careful of that, but it would be really nice to be like done mining and, well, really much done with Starbase. But again, we'll see where it is. But as I alluded to earlier, the reason I kind of didn't do a lot is I actually decided to start a couple new beginner guides to add on to the content that's already on my website at intergalacticherald.com. So those videos still valid, admittedly getting old, but again, not much has changed, at least in regards to how to get started. So a true beginner's guide. So getting into crypto, moving things around, setting up a Phantom wallet. I guess I do have a video that references someone else setting up a hardware wallet. But anyway, setting up wallets and just doing the most basic within Star Atlas. But I realize things are different. Those are still valid, but, got to take it further. And it sounds like Star-based is going to be around at least enough. So I decided to go ahead and do that. But I did basically one video just how to play Starbase. But again, just kind of beginner guide, how to get into it. But the other one I decided to create, it was inspired by someone else's content before, which was, I think it was titled, What Can You Do in Star Atlas for $20? I took that idea and actually expanded upon it. I said, what does it take to play Star Atlas for $100 a day and $100 up front and $20 a day? Sorry, $20 a month. And partly that was what has since become pretty evident is the amount of transaction fees you have to pay for. So Solana costs a lot of money and you still have to do things, especially if you do have a smaller fleet. You're still paying transaction fees regardless if it's one thing or one resource or 10,000 resources. Just to transact that one resource on the Solana backchain takes the same the same transaction fee. So I was kind of thinking more along the lines of, hey, just call this a $20 monthly charge, and then you'll have options to pay the Solana, maybe buy another ship, maybe buy some resources. Again, kind of keep putting things in. The one key that I put in this one was strictly for entertainment purposes. I'm not looking at anything about ROI. Don't care if ships are inefficient. It's, again, what can I do to engage, be entertained, play? And those are my definitions. So anyways, just recorded the raw video of all that. So now I got to do the editing, create the YouTube descriptions, create a page on my website, transcribe my audio into text, and things like that. So lots of behind the scenes stuff before I can start publishing that, but I hope to maybe get a couple of videos out and then continue on that path as I can work at night. So again, that's pretty much it. Next week, again, lots of developments on the crew cards for Star Atlas. So I'll be interested to see when I kind of catch up next weekend where we are on all of those things. So thanks again for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you're interested in any Star Atlas merchandise and in particular mugs, please go to intergalacticgear.com. And you can purchase one of those, at least if you're in the United States. If not, please do my merch survey. That'll help me kind of know what people might want, and I can start working on some additional products. And then again, if you're interested in joining a Star Atlas community, a non-guild guild, you may say, please go to intergalacticcoalition.com and fill out the interest survey there. Again, I'd love to have a chance to talk with you in a more one-to-one situation, though asynchronously. But you can do that there. Other than that, I hope you have a great week ahead. This is Matt with the Intergalactic Herald.